Welcome to Pod Me If You Can, I'm David Farrell. Today's film is The Enemy, starring Luke Perry, Olivia d'Abo, and Roger Moore.
Pod Me If You Can, movie reviews.
A CIA agent named Penny Johnson, Olivia d'Abo, and geneticist Dr. Michael Ashton, Luke Perry, battle to keep a deadly biological weapon from falling into the wrong hands when the weapon's inventor, Dr. Ashton's father, goes on the run. So this is some interesting stuff. Luke Perry and Olivia d'Abo are not the strongest actors, and they do that kind of thing where they shout dialogue at each other in these crucial scenes. Somebody wrote a script here that they thought was espionage spy-esque, and it kind of is, but it's very complicated and very cheap. The thing that they really paid for were explosions. Now, they shot this film in like an European country where they were able to explode every single car that ever gets nudged in any instance. They also just put some work into the action and the squibs and things like that, but not as much work into the script or the dialogue. And certainly this feels like everybody's collecting a paycheck, especially Roger Moore. Agent Penny Johnson gets taken off the case. So immediately she was kind of working to find this dad, the geneticist who developed a biological weapon. But she basically risks her life coming back to try and continue to save things. And what was frustrating about this was she comes in a balaclava, sneaks into his house, but she was dropped off the case, and I felt like surely she's been assigned something else to do. And there's some CIA case that's missing an agent that she should be working on right now. I felt like as well they should have flipped the roles. Like Luke Perry might have been a better CIA agent and Olivia d'Abo could have been the geneticist scientist with, saving the day with her dad. Now, some of the supporting actors here really let the film down, but they make Luke Perry and Olivia d'Abo look better. There is an assistant, and here is how bad her acting is.
Longer. You okay?
Quebec sure a lot colder than home.
You're not gonna change your mind about spending spring break up here, are you?
No way. I wouldn't pass up the chance to intern under you for anything.
All right.
She might have been completely redubbed, but she only lives for the first 6 minutes of the film. The villain, too, is awful. He is like a cartoon at times. His accent is poor, and he tries to do clever one-liners at times. He was an incredibly frustrating person. As I said, Roger Moore feels like he's there just to collect a paycheck, but also he's there to add credibility to the film. So basically people tune in to watch it. Hey, and it's worked on me. I'm tuning in to watch this obscure film with famous people in it. There's some really flimsy premises for what they're doing in this film. As an agent, when she's working on the case, there's a carjacking, and because of that, she has to create a perimeter and, protect him and stay the night. And there are these really forced, reasons for them to spend time together. When Luke Perry's not shouting...
What about you? Pick me up on the way!
He's reacting very badly to things. Like, here's the news that his father is missing.
What's going on?
Your father's gone. Shut off the alarm.
The choreography of different fight scenes... There's a piece here where they're being shot at from a car, and instead of diving out of the way like she does, Luke Perry's character is in the middle of the road, which means he ran into the path of the car, only to just miss it when he was in the middle of it. It's just such a strange bit of action choreography. One of my least favourite scenes, it happens multiple times, but it's them on the computer hacking something, rerouting encryption codes and bypassing firewalls. He's supposed to be a scientist, and he has, all this hacking expertise, which is crazy. It's just convenient for the plot. They do that old thing where they show some footage, and it's really far away, and the CIA person, Olivia d'Abo, Penny Johnson, she says, enhance. And they're able to just enhance this footage, which is such a cheesy thing to do. I don't feel like you could enhance footage that well, but anyway, prove me wrong in the comments. Everything they do with technology here feels old school, like there's a floppy disk that's a big plot point for the third act. And as well, there's this crappy graphics on this low battery. he has to quickly go and email some password and plug something in. It's a whole thing. Every time they're working with technology, it didn't feel like it stuck. It was the worst part of the film. These cars that explode, there are multiple cars exploding, but the one that they nudge and it explodes is the worst one. There's this whole thing about WMDs, or weapons of mass destruction, which Luke Perry has never heard that term, and the film was made in 2001. So this is post 9/11. WMDs are common expression at this point. Really frustrating is towards the end of this film, they have to find the answer in a toy train set. And the way that they find this code is because there is dumb, incorrect information with the train set. So complicated and unnecessary. The villain sets a bomb that's going to explode in 17 hours, for example. I mean, you just roll your eyes constantly during this film. The chemistry between these two, they make them kiss in all these scenes, and it's this weird stop-start thing that never really goes anywhere. So the two of them, he kisses her. He has a go, he kisses her. And she's like, oh, wow, thanks. But she had a partner that was a CIA agent who passed away. And so she's not quite over it, but she also was thinking of hooking up with him. And they just kind of go awkwardly into explaining this sort of stuff. It's very unconvincing, the chemistry. The spy-like twists are really, really lazy. You don't need to believe any of it because you're barely watching the film. I feel like there's not enough here to attach you to the characters or anything. The Enemy is a whopping 3.8 on IMDb. It probably deserves about that rating. To be honest, it's lukewarm at best.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Check out our podcast at www.podmeyifyoucan.com.